All right. Let's hopefully get connection on this thing. Give it a minute. Give it a minute. You look cute, babe.
Thank you. You look cute.
We have to remind you that we have microphones for this,
You look cute.
though. All right.
We're just getting ready on the live.
Whatever. Everybody's going to be jumping on.
Fixing my high pony, and
Fix
you're
your
drinking your water.
Fix your high pony.
So silly.
All right. Let's see how we sound. I got
Check
no
one.
yeah,
Check 1, 2.
I got no snare in my headphones.
Yeah.
I got no. What's up, Nick? See some of our warriors jumping
Hi,
on
Nick.
already. Good to see you guys. Only 01 Danny, yes, the only one.
Becca Boo.
So,
I like that.
It's good to see some of you guys. Mike, good to see you on. All right, warriors. Guess what it is? It is Warrior Wednesday. We are live.
We're live.
In case you want to interact with us, we will interact directly back with you. We are live both on YouTube right now and on TikTok right now. So feel free to jump in on any of these platforms. But I will say, if I got to say, it sounds better, looks cooler on the YouTube. So if you haven't done all the things to hit the buttons like and subscribe, if you haven't done the things, jump onto our YouTube channel because I don't know, it's just we have the better mics on the YouTube channel. It looks cool.
Yeah.
And also just for our TikTokers, if you're not on our YouTube channel, you can actually fit way more characters in on your interaction and make it so you can do a lot more. So what is this live about? If you don't know who I am, my name is Rick. I'm with the Warriors Way Mindset. I also have our podcast, The Battlefield of the Mind. This is my Andrea. So we do the Hey Babe videos. If you're wondering who's saying, Hey Babe, that's the one saying, Hey Babe.
This is
That's my
the
babe.
one.
That's my babe. And so we've been helping a lot of people. We help people globally and companies, and I work with men across the world to help do warrior mindset for their men to help fight the hardest battles of their life. That's going to be the battlefield in the mind, the doubt, the fear, the depression, the second guessing themselves, the fighting for their purpose, all of these things. So we are going to go through the questions today that you put on our email at QA@warriorsway.com. So what is that one again, baby?
QA@warriorswaymindset.com.
All right. So if you haven't gone on there yet, you can just put your questions in. We read them live every Wednesday. And otherwise, you can go click on our stuff. We also have been posting a lot of stuff. We had a special guest, Carlo Kincarini, yesterday.
That was so good.
The Kingmaker. He did a presentation for all of our warriors internally yesterday. And so we posted that on our Patreon to make sure if you want to check out some of the behind the scene trainings that we do post those up for people who are subscribed in our Patreon so they can just have cool access to stuff that people normally pay a lot of money to see some of these people speak for a very, very low membership. People can check out these live presentations or these recorded presentations that are badass.
Yeah. And here's one thing I absolutely love about the classes that you do offer for people and invite others to come in is that everyone that is on these classes or that shows up has a growth mindset. Everyone's just trying to do better. And I love that. And you could feel that in the community last night with the guys and there were some women that were in there too. It was really great. So yeah.
All right, babe. Let's read some questions.
All right, here we go. All right, here is the first one. This person is struggling. He says, what is a way to help me not take observations as judgments? To me, I'm not seeing a difference.
Huh, cool.
Yeah.
That's the whole question?
It was his email. Yes.
Observations and judgments. So, I guess that was last week, wasn't it? Yeah, we put it out last week for all you warriors.
That was a challenge. Yeah.
So we challenged everybody to see if you could tell the difference between observations and judgments. Now, it's a little tricky because most people speak in judgments, and so it's going to be difficult to tell the difference. Like, ew, I hate that.
Yeah.
Oh, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Well, one of those is a judgment. One of those is just a question.
But you're doing that. I don't like that. That's bad.
Well, those are multiple judgments.
Yeah, so many.
And so but we'll also take a cadence also as a judgment. So if I was like, are you wearing that scarf?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like, it sounds like you should be like, should I not?
Should I not? Yeah.
But all I did, if you take out all of the cadence to it, It's just, are you wearing that scarf?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm wearing it. You can obviously see. Use your eyes there, guy. Like,
Yeah.
observationally, yes, I am.
Yeah.
Or like you're wearing glasses.
Mhm.
That's an observation.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like those glasses at all. Or like, I love those glasses. Those are judgments.
Yeah.
It's really tricky to be able to tell the difference because people speak in judgments all the time. We speak about what do we like, what do we not like. I enjoy that. I don't enjoy that. You should be doing this. You shouldn't be doing that. These are the way. This is the way I want you to be, and you're not like that. People talk in terms of judgments all of the time.
Yeah.
In fact, it's often a time. It's also one of the things I see that people who speak in judgments are generally working through a lot of self things.
Mhm.
And so the more judgmental somebody is, the more they're usually projecting a lot of their things they don't like about themselves on others. And so they'll put it out there like I don't like that about you, or I don't like them, or they should be doing more things for me, or they should be doing this, or they're not enough that, or they're not good enough, or they're not tall enough, they don't make enough money, they're
Mhm.
not smart enough, they're not cool enough, they're not skinny enough, they're not fat enough, they're not whatever enough.
Yeah.
And we put all of these things on other people. To be able to catch the difference is to see, like, are you really just noticing something, or are you really trying to manipulate the conversation to be what you want me to become?
Yeah.
Because judgments are a way that people try to command the conversation. They are trying to make it so you change something about yourself with a judgment.
Mhm.
So if I said, you shouldn't wear that scarf,
Yeah.
well, something inside will go like, "Oh, is this not good?
Yeah.
I'll take it off." Or like you're wearing black on black, gross. You're like, "Oh, well, no, I've got other scarves. I can wear something else."
Yeah.
And then you'll adapt or change to
Yeah.
my judgment, so you start becoming what I think you should be.
Yes. Yeah.
But never challenge. Is that what I should be?
Mhm.
We don't go like, I know me. I love my black on black scarf. I wear this for heat, not for fashion.
Yeah.
Like, and I want a warm neck so I can have a warm core. Like,
Yeah.
whatever, dude. I don't
Yeah.
care if you like it or don't like it.
Yeah.
But because I made a judgment, then people will start to change themselves. Now, this is where it's tricky is, well, if I was like, hey, nice scarf, or you got a scarf on. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Like, I just noticed you have a scarf.
Yeah.
People can still take tone and cadence as judgment. This is where it's tough. Yeah, you can't even see it. It's right
Yeah.
here.
It's camouflage.
Oh my gosh.
My mic.
Me put your mic back on there. Make sure your mic is safe.
Good one. Can we talk about this for a second because it comes up? Christy said, "Can someone's tone make it a judgment?"
Well, here's the funny thing about it. It makes it a judgment when you make it a judgment.
For sure.
Like, that's the part that's tricky. If I was like, oh, you're wearing that, that's an observation. But me making that noise made you go, oh, that means it's bad.
Yeah.
Which means my noise that I made you add the judgment to the observation.
Yeah. Yeah.
We oftentimes are the ones that add the judgment. And did you notice that we make the judgment?
Mm-hmm.
Because when I said, is it an observation or a
Yeah.
judgment? How many of them did you make up for yourself?
Yes, that's huge. That's a real thing for people. I've been guilty of that too. Like, wait, what do you mean? You don't like this? Like, oh my gosh, and the questions that you start challenging yourself, but there are judgments against yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
Blame, shame, and judgment is the way people are speaking these
Yeah.
days. And because people don't build up their armor or have awareness of what is which, we end up not standing for anything because we don't know ourselves, which means we fall for anything that comes our way.
Yeah.
Oh, I should be different because you had a judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Or your opinion says that I am bad, so I must be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No defenses.
Yeah. Mr. Vanderfreak. Okay, so this is what he said. What are your thoughts on this? We judge others by actions, but judge ourselves by intention.
We judge others by actions.
We
So we judge what they do, but we judge ourselves by what
intention.
we meant.
Uh-huh.
I think that's often for many people.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I go the other way though, because like you don't normally know my intentions. And so like I'd rather be judged by my actions. But to try and say like, well, my intention or what I meant.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I meant though, but that's what I meant. I think I say what I mean sometimes, even if it's a cunty thing I say.
Here's the thing about you is that you will always speak your mind. You rarely ever hold back. When you talk about like real authentic people, you're it. I've never met anyone in my life that's as authentic as you, but also within that, really could give two shits what anybody thinks. And I really admire that about you. I'm not there yet.
Mm. No,
But
you still care.
I still care. I still care. You do not. And so, yeah, it's an admirable thing, to get to that place. So anyway, I just want to throw that out there. I don't know what the point was,
I
but
appreciate you. I think you were praising
I
me
was
and
praising you.
praising authenticity and truth. I can't argue
Yeah.
with that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we got some cool people in here. Yeah, what's up, Steven Caudle? Yeah, I'd love to just go in the bio and book calls. You can talk to Luke and he'll put you in touch with me, or you could jump in with the guys. We do trainings every day with our men.
Mhm.
And so we give people access to that it's not expensive at all. We take care of our guys.
For sure. Gigi Ghost said self-esteem plays a big part in judgment. And then Blake says, should I date while I'm healing from a divorce, or must I stay single?
Well, a must is the tricky thing. Blake, let me just ask you, there's a couple things to write down for yourself. What kind of heart are you going to bring to your next relationship? Because if you give somebody a broken one and wait for them to fix it, that's not a cool start, because your relationship will be based on a codependency or somebody who needs to fix a broken person. And that's probably not a good start. That's going to be a dangerous thing. Also, what damage and insecurities will be brought to the relationship that could kill it before you even begin? So if you're going to give somebody just a box of pieces of broken heart and go, here you go, here, let's start with this. That's what the relationship will be based on. And what happens if they you actually do heal your heart? What are they going to be attracted to if they were attracted to you for being a broken person? I'd probably heal your heart first.
Yeah, there was a guy I was listening to the other day. He was mentioning a very similar situation. And he said the only time that situation works, if you do get into a situation where maybe you're not ready, or the other person maybe just got out of a relationship and their heart isn't fully healed. He was saying that the only way for that to work is if both people long term is if both people are interested in the growth together.
Yeah, but this is tricky, because how do you know? Everybody says they're interested in growth, but a lot of times it's, I want you to just do what I want you to do so you don't hurt me like the other one did.
Yeah, that's true.
So by growth, I mean just do whatever I think you should do.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Noy? Thanks for listening. Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel, I appreciate you guys listening to the podcast. We got some cool guests on there.
Yeah.
So appreciate you guys. Thanks for the support. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's people give people broken hearts and base the relationship on, like, here's the pieces that I have to share.
Yeah. What does it also really mean to, this isn't one of the questions, but maybe we could do a video about this too, or I can surprise you and just talk about it. But what does it really mean when, like, you hear so many things? We've talked about this so many times, but you hear people say, whether they use the meme psychology, which is living your best life, and these things that sound really great, but like there's no action behind it. But what does it really mean to grow? Like, and I think you do such a great job working with your guys about showing them what it looks like. But I think sometimes people perceive it as something different than it really is. I know I used to.
I think people get caught up in the glamour of the idea.
Yes.
Like, that's what I believe. I think people
I think you're right.
they can't wait to post that they're in growth. But I also think that it's a double-edged sword, because people will be more excited about the prospect of growth than being measured by the results of it. And so the problem comes from the painting of the solution. I'm a never-ending process. I'm always working on me, which is true. We are always growing and working on us, but that also leaves a window for a lack of accountability for actual growth.
Yes.
And it looks like I'm kicking ass and taking names, but I don't actually do anything, because I'm so excited to tell you the answer of what it's supposed to be that I'm not actually doing any work for the solution.
Or don't challenge what I'm telling you I'm growing in, because the results will look different than what I'm saying.
Well, it's like all right, hold on. Oh God. All right. You guys know what this is, right? You guys know what this is? this right here,
Mm-hmm.
Rubik's Cube. We know what this is. It's like,
Yeah.
I know what my cube is supposed to look like if I solve it. I work, 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 and I'm going to have a solved cube. And so people will be like, here I am. I'm working, working. They're like, you still working on your cube? I'm like, working. So I'm working hard on my, look at me, work, work, work. I did moves today.
Yeah.
Working, working, working. And they're like, yeah, you're really, oh man, you're getting it. I'm like, check it out. I did this move.
Getting close.
I'm getting there. Every day's a process, though.
Yeah.
Every day's a
Yeah.
process. I'm really working. I'm
Yeah.
really working. And then you're like, no strategy, no plan. I'm just turning. I don't even need to look. I'm just turning. I'm in the process. I'm always
Yeah.
working on me, always working on me. But there's no deliberate. There's no, I don't have a plan.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works. I don't know how to solve this. At one point, I tried to do the sticker because I was going to outsmart the problem, but it didn't work. It just made it worse. And so I'm like, so I'm just telling everybody I'm working on it, working on it, working on it. And they're
Yeah.
like, what are you doing? And you're like, I'm so close to having it solved. Or they'll have like one side done and be like, check me out.
Yeah.
Got one side fitness
Done.
got fitness done,
My
or
growth is done.
finances done.
Yeah.
Like, got one side done, but don't look at the rest of it. We get caught up in the idea of doing a great job at something that we don't know what we're doing, but we want to have that false persona, that perspective that
Yeah.
I'm ahead, I'm kicking ass, I'm winning. But the truth, when it starts to come to a head, is that you're so busy trying to live a meme that you're not trying to find a solution for authenticity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're trying to be something that looks awesome, that you're not actually trying to be something awesome, or have an acceptance of truth and accountability to yourself for authenticity to actually be what you're trying to convince people you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Denial is the hardest curse to break
Mm-hmm.
because it looks awesome.
Yeah.
It looks cool. You can have a mask of like efficiency, a mask of achievement, a mask of having it all together, the know-it-all, the financial, the having some sort of, things that you bought. Like, I bought stuff. Look at how much things I've accomplished to buy things for success. Or I have physical. I'm in awesome shape, and look how much weight I lost, or something. It gives an idea that I'm really doing the work on my cube, but it's usually like one side, or kind of winging it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also wonder too, maybe when I'm asking this question, I'll solve it, but we'll see. We've talked about so many times when people are on a weight loss journey, right? And they achieve their goal or achieve their fitness goal. What happens is many times you see these people achieve it and then they gain all the weight back, right?
Sure.
Or they get in the fitness shape that they want, they achieve it, and then they kind of go the opposite direction. Do you see that in the field of work that you do with I guess it's all mindset, but with the growth, or is it just because your guys are trained like we just always keep growing because there's not really an end result when it comes to growth? Like you can always learn something. Like, how does that work?
I wonder. I wonder sometimes, because I again, people will use the answers as its own weapon. They're against their own self. Like, I'm always growing, which leaves a room for no growth at all.
Or you're right. Or I'm on a healing journey, and all you're doing is just signing up for class after class after class.
I think I've heard the term. What was it called? Like mental masturbation or something. Where
you
like
share that with me
where
the other
like
day,
they're like, it looks like I'm doing a lot to do something, but it's really just me massaging my own ego, that I think I'm convincing everyone I'm actually doing something, but there's no actual thing being done.
Yeah.
It's more like, look how great I am, but then not really having to be great. What's that thing like? Why are people great until they have to be great?
Yep.
It's like, I'm always I'm in the process. I'm on a journey. How many steps have you made? I don't measure it in steps. I measure it in feelings. Well, how many feelings do you have? All of them.
Yeah.
And you're like, have you really done any growth in yourself? You don't understand. It's so hard.
Yeah.
It's like, we working on here? It's an endless journey, and that becomes the excuse to not actually have to grow. But being able to have the ability to challenge yourself, like ask real questions and seek your truth, not just my truth that I share, but like really what's the truth?
Mm-hmm.
Can you be honest with you? And the actual reality is no, no,
Yeah,
almost everybody is lying to
for
themselves.
sure.
I'm better than I
For
think I
sure.
am,
For sure.
or
It's
what I
like
tell you or
it
whatever. Like we're
it's like the
bullshit.
survival mentality. I have to say that I'm good, otherwise I won't be okay.
It kind of is. And so yeah, the
Yeah.
facade becomes the reality, the way that we try to portray ourselves to everybody else, or we try to make it so we have everything more together than we really
Yeah.
do. But right now I think people are starving for authenticity. Are you being real or not real?
Yeah.
And the reality is like I'm pretty far ahead, but I don't have it all figured out. Not because I'm always on the journey. No, I just keep doing hikes and I'm like, this is fucking
Yeah.
brutal hike.
Yeah.
It's hard, but I'm doing it, and people see the rocks, they see the sweat, they see me going in, and the guys who travel with me is like, no, he's really doing it.
Oh, you do
It's
it.
not bullshit.
Yeah.
And so you can tell the difference because people will try and portray like someday I'll have a soft cube.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, are you researching cubes and how they work? Like, I am doing more work than anyone I know.
Yeah.
You're like, how
Yeah.
many people do you know? I don't know anybody, but I am doing more than everybody, and so here we are
Oh,
in our
it's tough
own
out
way.
there. It is tough out there.
So it's funny.
Yeah.
So as far as I think that the answer really lies in the solutions of
It's
understanding what is really the truth, and then being authentic to yourself and not trying to bullshit everybody else.
yeah.
Who's it
And
for?
even challenging the comments that you say or that you're right. Like yeah, it's a real thing. And not to call out Danny, but you can tell that we're around each other a lot because her comment says weight loss depends on the motivation behind it, whether it will be sustainable. And my immediate response in my mind, Danny, or Danielle, was maybe.
Oh yeah, you're
Let
going off with the
let's
farmer conversation we had.
maybe let's test it out. Like that's what he says with everything. Maybe, maybe not. Let's challenge it. Let's
Maybe.
challenge it. And it really puts you in that mindset of just challenging everything. And I'm by nature, I'm not a challenger. Like I'm really not. Being with him, I have to step it up and like spar with him sometimes, and I am not that great at it.
You don't like
Phil
it?
knows. But he's great at it and it definitely keeps me on my toes. But challenging everything is I don't always like it, but it is needed.
What's up, Jake?
Yeah.
I see you, bud.
Hey, Jake.
Yeah, so you're talking about the weight loss depends on the motivation behind it, whether it will be sustainable.
Yeah.
We do a full training on motivation.
Mhm.
And I want to say there's like 15 different motivation styles that we found so far. I'm just gonna give you the answer and let you journey through the journey. There's 3 parts that we found sustainable when it comes to like hitting these goals for motivation, and the target of it is a very important part of it. So like know what you want is definitely important, but then like, okay, I know what I want. What is your motivation style? Move away from pain, move towards pleasure. It starts going into like, desire for progress, find your potential. There's 15 of them that we have where it gets into like, what are your motivation styles? But then it goes to what is your discipline style?
Mhm.
What gets you off the couch? Some people do Mel Robbins, like 5-second rule, or, some people have it to where an alarm goes off to say, go now, like
Yeah.
whatever it is to make it so like your discipline is also there. But how do you keep your discipline intact? Well, you're going to have some system or routine that keeps you accountable to your discipline itself, because otherwise you can talk yourself out of it. So, with those being said, there's also things that raise your probability of success for your achievements that you're trying to get for your goals, for your motivation. And one thing we also saw study wise that if you want to raise it 50% right off the bat, have an accountability partner.
Mhm.
Have somebody who's actually like, I'll keep you accountable, you keep me accountable, and actually make that mean something and don't betray the dynamic.
Yeah.
Like be honest with your partner and be honest with yourself. Like I'll be there for you, you be there for me. And there's going to be days I know I don't want to do
Right.
this at all, but we keep doing it anyways. There'll be days you pull me up and there's days that I pull you up, and that's what we do together. And if you want to raise your odds of success, make it public and get a partner.
Yep. Absolutely.
So Motivation, discipline, and then routine or system, and then at least know what you want.
Yeah. And Josh wants in 2024, Josh Justice
Silly
wants to
Joshua.
know, how do you ask the woman to be accountable in 2024?
So silly, Joshua. Good luck, buddy. Ask the ladies, and we'll be in a 45-hour conversation, but you won't get the answer. Listen, ladies, you have opportunity to step it up. Come on, ladies. Show these guys that you actually do the thing.
The ladies are like,
They're like,
yeah,
fuck
but
that.
I haven't seen it.
Nope.
I haven't seen the guys do it yet.
Yeah, I'll do it if you do it. That's how accountability works.
Mm-hmm.
So funny. All right, let's do the next question, my love.
Okay. My wife keeps, after watching the video, you should know already, my wife keeps saying that she doesn't understand why she has to ask me to do things still.
I really feel like the video kind of was like, if you're still doing the same thing, you're not really getting it. Like, the whole point is you should just know what I'm thinking. Nobody's a mind reader. I
Mm-mm.
think what is that falls under expectations. The expectation that you should just know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's
Nonsense.
insane.
Nonsense. Nonsense. And
Like,
here's
if I had to hold you accountable for my thoughts of what I'm
Let
thinking,
me
you'd go crazy.
yeah, let me tell you guys something. Have a guy here's the thing. If you show appreciation more than you do complain, you're going to be in a much better spot. And I want to caution you before you say, well, I shouldn't have to, or that's his job, or like make some excuse. Show appreciation for the small things. I will be very honest with you. Something I was not always great at. I was that woman that would be like, ugh, why wouldn't he just do it? Like he sees it there, right? Then I met Rick and realized, like, oh my gosh, like I ask him to do it. If he doesn't do it, then I do it. But showing appreciation is so much easier. And if he doesn't take out the garbage, guess what? And I'm aggravated by it, I take it out. I'm fully capable as well. Tonight, before we get on here, he went outside and was scraping all the ice and snow off my car. I didn't ask him, and he still did it. And I think sometimes as women, we miss the things that we're not asking them to do.
It was not because I thought what her thoughts were.
Right.
And it wasn't because I was doing it on her time. I just didn't
Right.
want her to do it because I don't want her to do it.
But focus your attention more on what he's try to get away from focusing on what he's not doing and start focusing on what is he doing. And let's focus on just showing appreciation for those things, because I promise you, if you show appreciation for those things, he's going to do more. Nagging or guessing or blaming him for not knowing what you think is never going to work.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
All you're doing
Vicky,
is perpetuating
got
the
it.
same curses that made
Yeah.
you feel bad in the first place.
Yeah.
You're not going to make somebody feel bad to be good.
No.
I think that's the thing. I'm
No,
going to shame you into being better.
Yeah.
Like, just think about it. Just say it out loud. I'm going to make you feel worse so you do better.
Ew.
Just say it out loud. Does it sound stupid? I'm going to tell you how shit you are so you become good.
No.
Ladies,
No.
are we noticing? I think you should just do whatever I think you should do. Who's the authority that makes you able to tear somebody down so they get better?
Yeah. Mm-mm.
If you pick that guy forever, why did you decide to destroy him? Well, that's how I make him better. Well, what's better? Whatever I want. How are you doing with yourself? Don't ask me that. I feel awesome. I'm the best.
No.
No, you're not, because you tear your man down.
Mm-hmm.
Look in the mirror, you're messing yourself up. We're going to go back up and say, okay, how do we teach them to be accountable? Listen, be accountable. Do you tear your person down?
It's easier when you're accountable. It just is. What? It is. You don't think so?
Listen, I didn't disagree. I'm just saying I'm listening to who's gonna go, yeah, it's way easier. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of all of my persona, all of my defenses, all of my triggering protections and control mechanisms. And I'm gonna go, you know what? I am accountable. That's my doing.
Mhm.
I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, while that might end up becoming better in the long run, that means I
Mhm.
have to feel bad for something that I did, and I don't want to have guilt, and I don't want to have shame. So that's what accountability feels like to me. So since I want to avoid feeling bad, I'm going to lie so I feel good and then blame it all on you so I never have to feel like it's me who's the problem.
Yeah.
So it's easier. It's probably easier just to blame, shame, and judge.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's way easier because was it Carl Jung? He said thinking is hard, so people judge instead.
But if you're in a dynamic too where you're constantly battling each other, sometimes one of the people have to speak up and be like, listen, okay, I'm accountable for my part.
Yeah. Well, if you both hold your own part, then you guys have a chance to listen and understand. As soon as it's like, well, you,
Mm-hmm.
then it's actually you. You're just saying it the wrong way. It's you. It's you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're tearing your person down to try and get what you want. Just say it out loud. It sounds stupid. I'm going to nag you and tear you down until you become better. I'm going to tell you how bad you are so you become better. I'm going to make it so you feel terrible about yourself so you be what I want you to be, and that's better.
Mm-hmm.
Just say it out loud. It sounds like prison. It sounds like you're going to boot camp. We're going to destroy you and then build you up to what I want you to be. And if you think that's awesome, I got hundreds of vets that we can talk to that go, after I got out of that, I was broken. I can't fit in society. I don't do well anymore. I was abused and broken down and torn to pieces. And somehow that's supposed to make me better. No, it makes me a killer. It makes me a warrior. It makes me a soldier, but I can't comply and fit in with all the regular people anymore. Well, that's what you're doing. You're breaking your person.
Mm-hmm.
And you call that love? That's love. Love is I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to destroy you because I want you to be how I want you to be, but I don't even know and or like myself, but you should be whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
And that changes with the weather. Like whenever I feel it's different, you should change too. And if you don't, you're not good. You're bad.
Yeah.
I'll just judge you again.
Mm-hmm.
You should just know what I'm thinking, even though it changes every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So hurry up.
Yeah. Daniel says, how do you hold yourself accountable without self-shame? He says, when you, what else does he say? I've been through emotional and narcissistic abuse.
Yeah, this would be a different conversation for you and me, bud. I'd have to hear which styles were used against you so we can see what armor needs to be there for it. But the simplicity to it when it comes down to what it is you have to do to armor up against that is challenge what the truth really is about yourself versus the judgments that were forced upon you. Now, the belief systems that you live your life by have made it so you have triggers that you use to try to protect yourself, but to transcend the triggers, you have to understand them. And if you don't know how you're protecting yourself, you're just going to think that everything's an attack. And so a lot of times with us guys, we're going around always like, who's going to mess with me, checking exits, and who's going to get us? And I got to be ready at all times. When the reality is you can turn it on in less than 1 second. So we really just have to know ourselves well enough to know that the judgments and the things that somebody has tried to convince us that we are, it's their shit and it's not mine. And so the challenge really is to uncover your authenticity underneath all of the blame, shame, judgment, and abuse that's been put down on top of you. Otherwise, you're living a lie that somebody tried to convince you of and you believed it.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes some work, man. It takes us a few months to break through all that stuff. So it's not like an instantaneous thing. But if you do come and hang out with our warriors and our guys, we'll help you change your mindset to build your armor and have the weapons to be able to beat back narcissistic conversations. And narcissists hate me. They hate me. They hate me.
Sure do.
Because I can call out this shit really quickly, so they avoid people like me.
Yeah.
I can teach you how to beat this, but you just come hang out with the guys. Come and hang out. Book in the
click the link at the top.
Click the link in the bio. Click our link, book a call, come and hang out, and you get to see what you can. I do calls almost every day. I've got my other warriors in here. We got Chris, we got Phil, we got Forge, we got all these other guys in here. Jake, we got all these guys in here. So there's a lot of people you can jump in with who have beaten these things back, and it'd be very cool to just team up together because together we're always stronger.
Yeah. Daniel, I have a question for you. You say that you've been working on it with who?
Well, I mean, let him book a call. I'll talk to him.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you, Daniel. We'll get through it and see like where's your spot, and we'll see.
That's
if we
the
can
point.
unstick
Yeah,
you,
it's easier with those.
What's he gonna do? He's like, oh, he's working with Bob or whoever. Like, who's gonna say? Like,
yeah,
just book a call. We'll see where you're at, and we'll try and get you unstuck. But
your boy is looking for his link from Luke.
Okay, yeah.
We'll let him know.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We got you covered. All right. Do we got any more questions, babe?
Yes, we have one more. You ready?
I am ready.
Okay. As a man, I'm not feeling like I'm measuring up. It comes from my wife telling me I am working too much, not spending enough time at home. I'm having a hard time balancing it all. Any advice? He works 50 hours a week. He said, any advice for him?
All right. I heard the part 50 hours a week. He's not feeling good enough.
He doesn't feel like he's measuring up. It comes from his wife, he
and-
says, telling him he's working too much. He's not spending a lot of time at home.
This is a tough judgment. All right. Ladies, you could probably help him out with this one. The guy is working 50 plus hours a week. He's sacrificing his time away from home, which I'm just going to let all of you know. Us guys don't like not being there for our kids either. And we don't work our asses off doing difficult jobs to not be with the people we love. Just in case you were wondering, all of our guys are like, I'm killing myself to provide for my family. I got guys who do very dangerous jobs. Pickle does a dangerous job in here. So Chris does a dangerous job. We have jobs that are dangerous. I know Nick P, dangerous job. This is heavy machinery. These are dangerous jobs. And so I got guys who are working 50 plus hours a week to provide for the people that he loves, just to say not good enough.
Yeah.
Truck drivers, dangerous job. People die on the road all the time. Dangerous jobs. We got dangerous jobs all the time. And going, you're not good enough again. Not good. Now you're doing too much sacrifice for us to have a better life. Still not good enough.
Yeah.
We got to be protectors, providers, presiders. If we can't provide correctly, you're not good enough. But if you're working too hard and not providing enough, still not good enough. Ladies, help her out. How is she ever going to appreciate a guy who's killing himself so that his family can have the provision that they need?
Yeah.
The food, the shelter, the schooling, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Help her out. Like, where's the gratitude for this guy?
Yeah.
This guy's killing himself so you can have more, and you say it's still not enough.
Yep. And are you having the conversations too? It sounds like without nagging, are you being able to have a conversation to work up? Maybe there can be more balance. Maybe you could work maybe part-time or something like that, so he doesn't have to work as much. There's so many examples. Nagging's not going to work.
We had one of our guys whose woman said he was working 90 plus hours a week. He was
take the wife to work day.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you like it. Good job, Daniel. It's funny.
I agree,
we had a guy working a lot of hours, and his wife got caught up in a not a healthy therapist who was trying to girl power the shit out of her in a way where she's like, everything should just be 50-50. You should treat me 50-50. He's like, well, what are you talking about? Like, I pay for everything. I take care of everything. And he comes home and he takes care of the kids while she's on the couch with her phone, and he feeds them, does the dishes, puts the kids to bed, and like goes through the routine. They also were having a lack of intimacy relationship the whole time too. It was like maybe once or twice a year intimacy. And so here's a dynamic that he's working 90 plus hours a week, still comes home and takes care of the kids and does the housework and does the stuff. And then when he goes to bed, is not getting any love for it. And she's like, you're not doing enough. And you should treat me like an equal. Well, I told him, I'm like, well, why don't you just do what she asked? He's like, what do you mean? Put everything 50-50. If she wants to be treated equal, don't fight her on it. Treat her equal. So take all the bills right down the middle. And then like go ahead and cut the time that you put. Say like, hey, I did 90 hours. How many hours did you work? And I worked 40 hours this week, or 20 hours. She's working less than 20 hours. Less than 20 hours. He's like, all right, you got to make up 60 hours here so that we're equal. So I need you to make up the 60 hours that I'm putting in every day of hard work to measure up. And then all the bills right down the middle. And she was like, that's not fair. And he was like, what are you talking about? That's the definition of fair. Everything's exactly equal. 100%. Like if we take it, it's 50 for me, 50 for you. It's exactly fair. Everything is exactly equal. It's as fair as I can possibly make it. What's up? Look at Rucking Up for Warriors.
Hey.
So it's exactly equal. That exposed very heavily that she didn't want equal
No.
responsibility.
Yeah.
She wanted equal power.
Yeah.
I want to be able to call all the shots, but I want you to do all of the hard work and heavy lifting. And I want the power to say what should and shouldn't be and call it equal.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as it was equal, it exposed that she's not bringing even half to the table. And that made her feel even meaner. She
Mm-hmm.
got worse, and it exposed worse behavior from her because she's now mad at him for putting all of the responsibility on her for her half.
Well,
Ladies, careful what you wish for. We're falling for bullshit. You have a provider who is busting his ass to make sure that you have what you have, and he wants to be there for his kids. He wants to be there for his woman. We don't get married and have children because we don't want to be with them,
yeah.
unless you become someone he doesn't want to be with. That is something you did, not something that he did.
Yeah.
The guys were saying, just keep being nice. I want to come home to Lois Lane, not Kryptonite. And so here this guy is. I just kind of like, bro, you're a hero, man. You're out there working 50 plus hours a week to provide. You're breaking your back to make sure that like, you got hands hurting and back hurting, and you're working your ass off to make sure that the people you love have what they have, just to come home. And the first thing you hear is, why didn't you do more? And you
Mhm.
didn't do it the way I wanted it. And it's not
Yeah.
good enough.
Yeah.
Come on, ladies, step up your fucking game.
How do you think that in this situation she should communicate that with him?
You know what I think she should do is praise the shit out of this guy because he's a hero.
Yeah, because there sounds like
Put
there's
your
also
50
an
hours
an
in.
unmet need that she's not getting to, you
Could
know?
be.
Yeah.
Like, this
Mhm.
is like, start off with appreciation
Yeah.
and then be willing to listen to his stuff, and then he'll be willing to listen to yours.
Yeah.
But you should also, this, I'm gonna put it out there too. I think that I'm gonna put this out there for just how people work, and I hope that you guys can challenge this, guys and girls, challenge this out. I don't believe that men are built for venting. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying we're incapable of it. I'm not saying we can't. I just don't think we're wired for it, because a lot of venting is put out there so that people can just kind of unload a lot of negativity. Now, the reason I say that is because almost all of my guys are like, well, I can fix that, or I can fix that, or I can fix that. And some of our ladies are in the masculine too. And so they're like, oh, you can fix that. Oh, you can fix that. Or what are you going to do about that? Or you can fix that. But venting is oftentimes something I don't want you fixing. And so you hear people go like, I don't want you to fix it. Just listen to me.
Yeah.
I want to unload. Now, when it comes to negative energy, guys don't enjoy it. When us guys hang out, we laugh a lot. We make fun of ourselves a lot. We're goof around a lot. And we don't dog on our ladies as much as you ladies dog on us guys. Because I've worked with both the men and the women. The guys, I actually removed blame throwing from the program, because guys come in going, why am I not good enough? How come I can't make her happy? What am I doing wrong? Where ladies come in and they go like, my husband's the problem. He's not doing enough. How long does it take for him to do what I want him to? Wrong, 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 wrong.
Mhm.
Yours is yours, his is his. And so when you come in and you say, I'm going to vent all of my stuff, I'm just going to unload everything after he did 50 plus hours this week. I'm just going to unload negativity. Guys don't do well with that. But your girls, they love the dirt. They love the gossip. And so if you got a girlfriend that's like your friend, unload on your girls and then take the list of things you actually want fixed to your guy. That's a hypothesis I would love all of you to try. Unload on your people that you can unload and work it through. Guys, work your stuff out with your guys and then bring the things that are actually valuable to your girl. You can't go and unload all your stuff on her, because most women don't have empathy for guys. And so they'll go, well, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? What am I supposed to do? Oh, I'm supposed to do all your stuff? Instead of going, damn, my guy's hurting. Damn, my guy's taking a lot of damage out there to be there for us. Damn, my guy's really doing it. No. What's that? What do I get? What about me? I got to make sure I'm good.
If you're not good, I'm not good.
Yeah, if you're not good, I'm not good. Ladies, vent to your girls, bring the things you want fixed to your guys.
And here's the thing about even venting to your girls. You also have to be cautious of that too. Like you just did. We talked about this last week, but if who you're venting to is the one that's also amping you up and taking you in the wrong direction, you need to recognize that. And a lot of women do that, unfortunately. they will steer you in the wrong direction.
They have a
Espe-
disposable mindset, like swipe
especially
right,
if
get
you're
another
married,
one.
especially if you're married and you have a lot of friends that are not married, or newly divorced women that have single girlfriends or newly divorced. You just have to be aware of who your audience is, and be aware that venting to other women sometimes is also can be very challenging.
If you have not cool people.
Yep.
Also, like Daniel, you're right. Girls, if you talk shit about your guy,
Do
you're
not
the
do
problem.
that.
You're the problem.
Do not do that.
You're it.
Don't do it to your family. Don't do it to your friends.
If you're wondering who the problem is, it's the person who bitches to others around the person they love.
Yep. Because the advice that you give, if as a woman, if you're complaining to your friends about your guy, you get very biased feedback and advice. They're only hearing one side. And I can tell you, as a woman, usually it's highly skewed.
It's very judgmental.
So be cautious of who you vent to, and make sure they're someone that can see both sides of things. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But what about the guys? What if they do that too? Yeah, guys, if you do that too, you're the problem. It's the same.
Yeah.
This is a human answer here. If you're tearing your person down, it's you.
Yeah. Because, and I know we've talked about this before, but just a reminder, if you are someone that complains about your guy, 9 times out of 10, you're not going back to your friends and saying, oh, by the way, this great thing also just happened. You just don't typically do that. And so now you've given a perception or a story about your guy that is based in a bad light. And that's not fair to anybody, especially when they don't have the chance to even tell their side of the story. It's not cool to do. And as a woman, I wouldn't be okay if he was doing that either. It's not cool either way.
Yeah. Let me tell all you how bad Andrea is. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
If you're with somebody that you tear down, you're not building them up. You're the problem.
Yeah.
You're the problem. If you tear your person down, it's you. I just put it out there.
Yeah.
Let's see. So that's the same thing. So Stacy, that's again, like, he came to vent and didn't want advice. You know, it's one of those things where, like, the validating of emotions things, maybe he doesn't want your advice. I don't know. I don't know what he needs to, but I know that he probably doesn't have a lot of guy friends that he trusts. And so I'd probably say the same thing for him too, Stacy. Talk to your boys first, and then take the stuff that's important to your girl.
Yeah.
Us guys, if you want to know, listen, I'm going to tell you the secret. What do us guys do? What do we do when we all get together? We say, hey, my girl's doing this. My girl's doing that. My girl's doing this. And then the group of guys will go, well, here's 5 different ways to look at it that may be helpful. Well, maybe she's doing it this way. You could try listening to her and see if that's it. Or do you know what her needs are? Because maybe she's just trying to express an unmet need. Like, maybe it could be that. Or, you know, is there something that she really, like, you didn't hear? Did you listen to what she said? Try doing that. Or do you know what this thing is? Ask her this. Guys are trying to see which ways can we solve it together so he doesn't have to unload on you to solve it.
Yeah.
That's what us boys do together.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have his boys that he trusts, he's going to do it to you and think that you're going to be there to help. Like, hey, can you just be that for me? Now, maybe he wants to be loved. Maybe he's trying to open his heart to you. I don't know what he's trying to do. You'd have to be able to ask, but that would also require listening to hear what his needs are too, just like yours.
Yeah.
My emotions should be validated. Well, so should his.
Yeah.
And so it would just turn into like, well, what does he need?
Yeah.
And if you don't know and you're just going to judge him because he didn't want to do what I told him he should do, that doesn't mean you were right, because you most likely weren't really listening either.
Cryptowitz, I just was talking about this the other day. I 100% agree with you. Married couples now are living single lifestyles and run instead of resolving. I 100% agree.
It's a defense system that's been taught, though, you know, and this is put into people because, like, I think this is just our generation is taught this way. I know that I'm a fight on almost everything, but I know when it comes to the love category, my flight system gets turned on really quick. Well, it's because it's an unwinnable fight, though, today's generation. Like, what do guys have to be able to hold their line aside from autonomy? Like, really, in a relationship, you can't hit her. You're not going to abuse her verbally. You can't take things away from her because that's also just, you're still not good enough. What do you have aside from, if you're not treating me well, I have to go? What what line do we have? What do we
Yeah.
have as men? Like
Yeah.
today's day and age, where I'll just call the cops on everything, or I'll create an order of protection, or I'll take your
Well,
kids away from you. In today's
it's a
society,
yeah,
guys have what?
yeah.
I'm open for
I
any suggestion.
it would have to be like kind of an or else situation if though, and I hate to even say that because it is so tough because I believe we do live in everything's disposable. Everything only lasts a certain amount of time and people are very quick to just throw each other out. Like,
Instant gratification society.
yeah.
If it's not
And
what I
it's,
want, I'll just swipe
but
right.
then, right. And then you go on to the next person and listen, I know people that are single, they're not doing well, and it's which one would you prefer? Either you commit to each other, you decide you're going to grow together and you start to work things out and you really put in the work, or you don't. But there's not that, like, the vows aren't the vows anymore. The vows are like, we got married, but really, what does that mean anymore? Like, it's a very interesting thing and very frustrating for me. I have a hard time with this one, understanding it, but also understanding the I'm just going to leave mentality.
Well, the vows become a weapon
Yeah.
and not a promise.
Yeah. 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 I don't like
The
it.
vows are a weapon. They're not a promise. And a lot of times I'm going to make it so you do what I say you should do
Yeah.
instead of upholding my side to honor and respect and love and have,
Yeah.
dignity for in sickness and in health and
Yeah.
be there for you no matter what and always have your
Yeah.
back. The vows are weaponized. They're not
It's
a promise that I keep for you.
no.
It's something
And
that you better do for me.
right. And then how do you ever have safety in your relationship if
Whenever you do
one
whatever I
person's
say.
just one foot's out the door just in case you like tick them off or like it's so unsettling. I
Well,
really hate it.
Well, you have to have the component that needs to be there for both of you.
Yeah.
And it's actual willingness to make it work.
Yeah. And it's a lot of work. It really is.
But if you think that I need you to do it for me,
right.
and I'm not willing to do anything, it's you who needs to do it for me.
It's never
My only option then is going to be
two people, two very different people.
autonomy. It's the only thing that's there is independence. And if you don't appreciate, you don't respect, you don't honor, you don't keep any of your vows, and you just nag, bitch, and complain and tear me down as a form of verbal abuse to control me and shame me into some sort of complacency or conformity. And if I don't do what you say, you'll bitch and complain about me. You'll tell everybody how shitty I am. You'll tell me I'm not good enough and tear me down and nag about I'm never doing this. I don't do that. I'm not enough. What happened to me? And then that way you have an excuse to go like, see how he never did anything that I needed him to do because I always changed it, leaving him going, what the hell just happened, with no way to course correct without leaving.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. I also wonder though too, like what is that thing the word has escaped me, but what is the thing that's called when you shouldn't do something, but you still do it anyway?
Cognitive dissonance. I know that's the right thing to do, but I'm going to do the wrong thing anyway.
Yeah. And I think more people have that. There's
Yes.
no consequence for me.
No.
I don't have that inner part of me that like it's a selfish mentality. I'm going to do what I want when I want with not even caring about the consequence or even making up maybe that there isn't going to be one. I think integrity was the word I was looking for. Like
that could be
huh? Is it the same thing?
I mean, no, but it falls into where like, do you do what you say
when
and
no
say
one's
what
looking?
you do,
Yeah.
one of those things.
Yeah. Do you do the right thing or what you consider to be the right thing when no one's looking?
Sure.
That also I think has escaped most people because of social media.
There's no accountability.
There's
it's
no
not needed. That's why he was
accountability.
joking. How do you get women to hold accountability in 24? I'm like, there's no reason to.
There's something in my soul, and I think I've told you this before. Whether it's the 40s or 50s, I think my heart's still left in like I think I was reincarnated, and I still am supposed to live in the 30s.
Yeah, I think
does that make sense? It was a long time ago, but I'm like that feels heavenly to me. This nonsense it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was our last question.
Good job, baby. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We have a lot of really cool things coming up. We have a training for the map. So we have our map back here. Here, turn your chair, my love.
Yeah.
We got our map back here. It's a
it?
psychology tool to help you get unstuck.
Yep.
If you're stuck in here through grief, through depression, through anger, through anxiety, if you're whatever you're fighting inside of you, this tool, I've run it through PhDs and experts and coaches and authors in psychology. And I'm like, break the map, see if it's working. And I have had expert after expert say this is one of the best tools I've ever seen to help people get unstuck. But it's very confusing and it's very complex. So I'm doing a live training on this on the 25th. If you are subscribed to our Patreon account, which is very inexpensive, you have access to this, but there's less than 100 spots left. It's almost sold out.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to hurry to grab your spot. Otherwise, if you don't want to subscribe, it's just $20.
Yeah.
Jump in, just pay the 20, grab your spot, and I'll be doing a live, not only teaching, but also doing a Q&A for people to share, where am I? And I'll show you how to use this tool to know where to begin to get you unstuck from whatever it is you're working on.
It's fascinating.
It is a powerful tool. It has worked over and over again, and it's very tough to understand if you haven't been trained. So I'll be doing a live training on this. So you can grab that up. Link is in the bio, and it's going to be right at the very top. It's like the map inside of you. So
Yeah.
I will be doing a live training you can just interact, but there's only 300 spots and it's already almost sold out.
Yeah.
So grab it up.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Your boy Blue.
To starting the program with you guys, give me a spot. If you are in the program and you're part of Brotherhood, yes. If
Yeah.
you're in the inner circle of Brotherhood, if you're one of my warriors, you do already have a spot in there. So just make sure you put your spot in. What's up, Jimmy? I see you, bro. So yes, that also gives you access. But if you're not part of that, you can just go and just book your spot still. But we're running out of spots.
Yeah. It's
So I
very
would
exciting.
hurry up.
Yep. And literally it's right at the top.
Oh.
Click the link tree. It's the first link that's on there. It says the map. Click it, sign up. It's
Yes.
very easy.
Also, if you are subscribed to our friend Chris and Chris Burkett, that's the To Be Better podcast. If you're friends with them or you're subscribed to them, you also have an email from Chris to be able to get a free ticket because you're subscribed to them. So we have our friends we look out for also.
Yeah.
So this is just our way of giving back an extremely advanced tool to help you get unstuck from extremely advanced battles in your mind. So we do the real work, and I'm inviting you guys to be there for that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, put your questions in for Wednesday at QA@warriorswaymindset.com, and we can read your questions next week on Wednesday, and we can start working through your stuff in real time where we can interact like this, team up, and have some pretty cool in-depth conversations on just how do we beat the hardest battles in our mind. These ones up here. We've already found it's not found in books. It's found on the battlefield. Check out the podcast. We have actually broken through top 50% best podcasts on the earth. So
it is
that's
great.
actually pretty cool. And we've got very cool guests coming up. I know I got Santa Corky tomorrow.
Oh, Santa. Cool. Let me tell you, hold on a second. Let me just do a quick plug for Santa Corky. Okay. This one's personal for me. This guy I wasn't on the podcast, but I did get a chance to talk to him. This man is such a sweet soul. If you are not following Santa Corky, just do so. He will bring so much joy to your life just by watching him. He's fantastic. So just wanted to shout that out. Thank you.
Good job, babe.
A little plug for Santa.
All right. So what's tonight?
Date night.
We gotta go. We're gonna check out a new place. We got reservations. All right. Thank you guys. Love my warriors. And I'll see you guys later. For those of you guys who are in the inner circle, or if you're going to be on the Phalanx tomorrow, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. For the rest of you, we'll see you next week on Wednesday. Otherwise, be awesome to each other and keep on working on your Rubik's Cube. All right.
Good night, you guys.
We'll see you guys.
Good night.
Let's close stuff down.
Close it out.
Oh, yeah.